Welcome students. Welcome to the paper Research Methodology, Bioinformatics and Biostatistics. My name is Divyarani Revankar, Assistant Professor from Parvatibai Chogle College of Arts and Science. Today we will cover Unit 2, that is Data Collection and Documentation of Observation. I will be covering the module Data Collection and Documentation. The module number is 9. You will be introduced to the data collection methods, introduction to documentation of observations, and how to maintain a laboratory record. Learning outcomes. Students will be able to understand the importance of data collection in research. They will be able to assess the data and construct own idea of presentation and choose an appropriate documentation system in research work. Data. Data is actually the facts, investigation and information that comes from investigations. It is a collection of observation which is expressed in numerical figures. The data, when you analyze it along with statistical analysis, it gives you information as seen in front of you in the picture. Data can be collected in following ways. It can be a simple survey method or it can be by complete enumeration. Some of the data collection ways are as follows. It can be through mails, questionnaires, telephone, mobile, phone, and facsimile. It can be also interview. The data has two categories. The first one is primary data and the second one is secondary data. Primary data are collected directly from the field of inquiry for specific reasons, and it is actually called as the raw data, which are directly collected from the population. When you have a look at the secondary data, you should know that they are the numerical information which are already collected and compiled from the source for applying in a different section. It is a data which is used by another agency from the collecting authority. Now, the collection of primary data is done by direct personal observation, indirect oral investigation, questionnaires which can be sent via email, and schedules which are sent through investigation. Let's have a look at the advantages of primary data over secondary data. Firstly, it provides detailed information. The primary data will give you detailed information, whereas the secondary data, the information might be suppressed. The primary data are free from transcribing errors and estimation errors, whereas in secondary data, it might include such errors. The primary data contains information of methods of procuring data, but in the secondary data, they do not contain this information. Now, when you have the data collected by the research worker, it can be of two types, measurable data and categorical data. The measurable data is called as the qualitative data. Here, they measure some things like test, score, weight, which are quantitative in nature. And in categorical data, it is called as qualitative data, also called as frequency data. For example, males and females or vehicle type, etc. These are some other methods of data collection. Firstly, interview method, wherein a person goes to take interview of the samples like another person. A survey method is the second type. Then you can perform a case study, observations, group assessment. You can also take expert or peer reviews, portfolio reviews, and so on. Now, in data collection, you must remember that you must maintain a laboratory notebook, wherein you will do the documentation of the experiments. The notebook must have page numbers, which are serially numbered starting with the first page. Also, you should remember that the investigator's and supervisor's signature must be seen on every page. In the first page of the laboratory notebook, you should write the investigation. On the first page, the investigator's information is mandatory in a laboratory notebook. Then, it should follow with table of contents. Some more things to remember in a lab notebook. The time, type and conditions of work must be written in the lab notebook. Detailed information about materials, equipments, methodology. Some more points on things to remember in a lab notebook. The detailed information about materials, equipments, methodology and source have to be written down on the lab notebook. Then you have to specify the time, the type of work and the conditions of work. The actual results and observations have to be documented in the laboratory notebook, and you should remember that there is no manipulation done. Then you have to write your conclusions of your study. Now the entries, what you do in a lab notebook, should be made with a black or a blue ballpoint pen only. It should be legible, clear and complete. Do not use any codes, abbreviations. You can write abbreviations only if the full forms are mentioned in the book. In case of any errors, strike out the matter and mention the type of error occurred with sign and date. Do not erase any matter written in the book. Do not tear or remove the pages of the book. When the book is filled and not required for further referencing, it should be stored in a safe place. Now, you can also maintain an e-lab book for storing information online. You can also secure the file with a password and also share it with the people working in collaboration. These are the references you can refer to. Thank you.